Hello and welcome back to the Next Level Experience. We are talking Tom Clancy's EndWar Online here. I am joined by my brother with the coolest name, Mr. Chase Strait.
What's up, man?
My brother?
How are you? It's so good to see you.
I love you too much. Now I have to ask, what do you have in store for us? I see we have a special guest here. He's fixing his mic right now. What's happening? How you doing? Introduce this man to me, please.
So, well, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Go for it, please.
Sure, yeah. My name is Mike Lee. I'm
Mike
a
Lee.
freelance writer. I've been working with Ubisoft on Tom Clancy games for about 7, 8 years now.
Wait. Pause for the cause. You've been working on Tom Clancy games.
Oh, yeah.
For that long?
Yeah.
I envy that too much. Tell me about that experience briefly. I just want to hear this.
It's been awesome and it's been challenging, too, because Tom Clancy fans the world over are really about political detail. They want everything to
I've noticed.
you have to have your details right. You have to your intrigue right. You have your politics right. It's a really challenging, really fun kind of universe to work in.
So much research is involved for something like that. I have to ask.
You
got to dig into your history, huh?
You are always reading. You're always online. You're talking to people in the defense community. You're talking to people, in the military. You're trying to stay up. You got to stay on the cutting edge of.
I feel like you have to watch a lot of Law and Order to write anything. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be that crazy.
Yeah,
it just about is.
And the sweet thing is having Mike here. You're going to be on stream tomorrow too. Yeah, so tomorrow is going to be just a total interview. We're going to hear all about this stuff and get a little bit more into it.
I do want to hear more. I want to know exactly what you guys are bringing for us today in regards to EndWar Online. Talk to us about this.
So today's pretty exciting. So yesterday, we took a look at like some of the gameplay and how it works. For those of you who didn't see it yet, EndWar Online is an upcoming browser-based, which is ridiculous.
Which is amazing. Made it Flash.
Yeah, browser-based, like MOBA, tactical battle, RP. Like it's a lot of different genres.
It's the game that's going to break me into the two genres I've been afraid of for so long.
Absolutely.
I have because I'm a punk. And I can dance, I can shake my tail feather, but when it comes to MOBAs, RTSs, micromanagement, it's something that drives me nuts. I don't like thinking all the time about everything and everyone. I don't want to manage teams, and in this game, it's so pornographic to me right now. I love it too much. So my body is ready, and that's why I'm here with you guys today.
It's gonna ease you into it because it's a pretty simple, at least as far as like the core gameplay goes.
Basically simple,
but it gets deep.
There's a lot of depth.
It looks like an easy to play, hard to master kind of game. And when we were talking about it yesterday, you got so in-depth, but you gave me the basic element that I needed. I'm a fighting game player, so I know all about rock, paper, scissors. And that made me happy. So that's great. That's too great. Continue.
So today, pretty exciting, we have a special presentation on some of the heroes and units in the game. You are going to be able to unlock different heroes that will give different stats and abilities to your units. And so today we wanted to give you a preview of what some of those heroes are going to be and what units you're going to be using in the game.
Let's not wait any further. Let's jump into it. I want to see what you got for us.
Let's hop right into it.
So basically, the hero units take that rock, paper, scissors thing to the next level. Because each unit has its own special ability that you can use to customize your army with and to tailor it to kind of your gameplay, kind of what works for you. And
it's like deck building.
Well, exactly. I mean, when you play the single-player game for EndWar Online, you'll be able to unlock all these like 80+ hero units. And then once those are unlocked, you can use fame points in the game to recruit specific heroes to your army to tailor it just the way you like to play. Yeah,
for sure. And so let's go ahead and start out with one of the first factions. So this is the European faction, the Enforcer Corps. Each faction, like the original EndWar, has sort of its own strengths and weaknesses. The European Corps is all about smart battles, so they don't have necessarily like the burliest equipment, but they have the smartest equipment. They have the intelligence and the support units like that.
They're accurate, they're fast, they're not the most durable units, but they've got all kinds of cool abilities you can use against your enemies. Yeah,
for sure. So we're going to start out by looking at Colonel Rudolph Geiger, and he is the helicopter guy. What kind of helicopter is this?
PAH 8 Onyx. It's a gunship. It's really tough. Those crazy Germans. It's a cool ground-to-air gunship to use against tanks and AAVs on the battlefield. The special ability here is a long-range homing missile. The whole idea is you want to get in and be able to knock out your opponent before you're into his threat range, and that's what Geiger's unit's really good for.
Yeah, so we're going to actually take a look at how that homing missile looks out. You're going to see he's going to drop that missile right across the lane before the tanks even have a chance
to
not
fair, man.
Even
that's totally fair.
In there. And then the cooldown drops, and he's going to drop one more on him, and that's game over
and the cooler thing here with the hero units is they have the special abilities, but they can also level up as you play them more.
So
the cooldown goes faster. It's much more effective.
Absolutely.
Bring the hurt on your foes.
Yeah, and so the next person we're going to look at is Colonel Javier
Llorente.
Yep. I need a last name like that. I'm running around people with great last names. We got straight Llorente.
Exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and this is actually, so Colonel Javier Llorente is an air support commander.
Yes, he's an airstrike guy. He's air-to-ground guy. He's kind of your sniper unit. Most air-to-ground guys, it takes some time to call them in to hit your opponents with. This guy can get on the battlefield just right away and target specific units. So if an enemy unit gets past your defenses, you can bring this guy in and take one unit out really fast and really precise.
Yep, and these are kind of the like the skill shots.
Yes.
The skill shot
yeah,
of the
it
thing.
seems like that. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, but you'll see, but he comes in real quick too, so he's got that super precise
way faster
and fast.
than a typical airstrike does.
Absolutely.
Takes a little bit of targeting, aiming, great stuff
and
there.
then it's just done.
Yep, this guy can really save your bacon if you're really pressed on all 3 lanes.
Well, I personally love bacon, so any opportunity that I have to defend it
he makes bacon with those missiles.
Very important. Okay, so we're going to move on and take a look at Major Gianna Malvaldi.
Malvaldi, yes.
Yeah. Well, so what kind of a unit are we looking at?
Okay, this is an AAV unit. It's an armored unit that's used to shoot down helicopters, basically, your enemy gunships. Malvaldi's unit also has an extra ability. She's got electronic warfare capabilities that debuff enemy units.
Okay.
So that reduces their accuracy and their threat range, basically. So you can bring her up, use her special ability, and help defend an area by making the enemy work harder to get to you.
So we're going to see an example right here of jamming enemy units, dropping that air
there's her
defense
jamming
out there.
range. She's coming up. And she's going to slow these guys down and debuff them so the turret can take them out.
Oh, that's too much.
So, yeah, it's just blocked right there. Normally, tanks would eat those kind of units a lot.
Yeah, usually that's what I was thinking.
So
when you said that, I was like, wait a minute. Usually this would be a straightforward shot. You would think it would be over. Wow. Okay.
And then all of a sudden that jam goes out, and it's like game over.
That's right. I
mean,
like,
that's a demoralizer right there. It is. It just say it's like pause for the cause. You're gonna die now.
That's right.
Yeah, I love seeing that. So this is kind of an example where we're talking about not necessarily hitting harder, but hitting smarter.
Hitting smarter, exactly.
Yeah, so you think you got those tanks out, but it's just not happening. Oh man, I love this name. So Colonel Dieter Steinbach.
Dieter Steinbach.
Yeah, I'm going to offend Europeans and Russians today as we go through this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun with the Russians. Yeah, Steinbach here is a Transpeace and airdrop unit commander. His special ability is to drop turrets on the battlefield anywhere you want. Turrets are great because they're not really powerful, but they can take a whole lot of punishment.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can drop those guys down and block an enemy unit.
Yeah, and they stop them too, because when a tank or something goes by, they have to address that turret there. It's going to slow them down.
And his helicopters can absorb a whole ton of damage before they go down.
Yeah, so let's see this beast in action. This is actually probably like one of my favorite of all the gameplay footage that we have here.
Yeah, there's one turret hammering away.
So he's being held up. Yeah, he's got some units on him. And then comes in the big bird. You see it coming.
Whoa.
Yeah, boom.
I'm
and
going to put that
the
there.
turret.
I'm just going to leave that there. All right, you guys take it easy. Okay, bye, tanks. That is, I see why.
And other airdrop units can transport units on the battlefield. So you can outflank units by dropping tanks behind them or to the one side or stuff like that. So you can do all kinds of cool new tactics with the transport units in the game.
He's going to finish them off right there.
Stealth Strike just jumped in there, just took a quick shot at him. It's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. So now let's take a look at the other side of the coin, and we're going to look at the Russian Spetsnaz.
Spetsnaz Guard Brigades. That's
right. What? Tell us about the Spetsnaz. What?
I want a jacket with that logo.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good to see. I like that.
They're kind of the opposite of the Europeans. The Europeans are all about high tech and speed and accuracy. The Spetsnaz are just they roll up, they get close, and they just beat the crap out of you. They're all about brute force, brute strength, real durability. Totally different way of playing.
They give zero cares.
I feel like that feels like the tanky type, the high risk, high reward kind of character that I would play in like a fighting game.
Totally.
So I think I found my new team. Thank you.
Absolutely.
My new faction. Let's do this. I want to see. I'm ready.
So let's take a look at one of the fearless tank commanders from the Russian Spetsnaz.
Nikolai. Yes.
Nikolai
Stolypin.
Oh, there you go. See this? We're gonna rely on this guy from
There's
here
probably
on out
actual
on the
Russian speakers laughing at me right now. But
yeah, and he's gonna be rocking T-110 Warthog.
T-110 Warthog. The main armor unit for the Russians in the game is the T-100 Ogre, which is this giant beast of a tank. This thing's a giant beast of a tank with 2 freaking cannons. So he can roll up really close and take you down even faster than a normal Russian tank, which is pretty darn fast to begin with.
Yeah, so
sounds like my kind of tank. I like this.
So this is all about like close range, just the point blank fire. The key with these units is you want to get them as close to other units as possible. It's going to be difficult sometimes because they're going to see them coming and know that it's an immediate threat they need to respond to.
Right.
But once this unit gets to the enemy units, it's game over. Yeah.
It's all over.
They're getting a straight artillery punch to the mouth.
Oh, they don't even know.
See, this is where the other guy choosing the right heroes to counter this threat is important. Because, if he had, like, Steinbach to use his long-range missiles to take these dudes out before they ever got close.
True.
So it's all about finding the right strategy to counter your opponent.
Absolutely. So we're going to look at Anastasia Bryn now, who is a drone commander. And drones are one of my favorite units in the game because they do a ton of damage on the enemy base. When you can get, like, a direct shot to the base, they're going to be what seals that, like, final death blow when you're in a close game.
Drones are not effective. They can't engage enemy units, but they can engage structures, which is important in the game because you have things like uplink towers and you have resource points that provide points that improve your army. So if you've got a drone unit like Bryn's here, she can actually fly over an uplink point that you've captured and flip it, so now it's neutral again.
Oh, okay.
And you can like send your units in and take that uplink tower away from the enemy.
Oh, right, nice.
Yeah, so this is that electronic warfare. So I think we're going to see a little bit of that right here as these drones go over an enemy infantry unit.
Right, they're flying over, taking fire, trying to get to the uplink tower.
So for those of you guys who are just turning in, this is EndWar Online. We are going to go into closed beta soon, and you can register for that closed beta by going to endwaronline.com. Everyone who registers ahead of open beta will be getting a gift on launch day. So you should totally go there, hit us up, and get in on that beta. So yeah, you see the drones coming in and taking the uplink.
The guy's now crying into his coffee.
Yes. So I think we're going to take a look at another unit here. This is, we're talking about the engineers, right?
Yep, you got infantry in the game they're a combat unit, but they're really weak. You can buff them up by getting them into defensive positions like bunkers and strong points. And you can also use them to capture, like we were just talking about, uplink towers and supply sites and stuff like that. Now the cool thing about engineers, they're a special kind of infantry unit that can repair your damaged units on the battlefield. So if you've got a tank up there and it's getting beaten up, you can send these guys up and repair them really fast and keep them going.
All right, yeah, I think that we have a little bit of footage of that. We can see one of these engineer units wedged in between two tank units. They're going up against other tanks, and they're staying at full health as the infantry unit is using the in-battle repair system. And you'll see that the enemy tanks are just getting crushed right now.
I'm not going to lie. That makes me want to be a little bit more reckless now that you mentioned that. You know what I mean?
Right in there.
This is actually perfect right here. I love it too much.
Yeah, which is great, especially sending in with those warthogs who are pretty susceptible when out.
Yes.
That'll allow give you enough time to get up to an enemy unit and then be able to take them out.
That's right. Yeah, so it's all about synergy and using the right units together to generate really powerful combos.
So I think that we have one more hero to look at today. Stepan Ushakov.
Yes.
Look at that.
Artillery is...
Speak softly and carry a crap ton of missiles.
Long-range rockets, that's right. Yeah, rocket launchers like this, artillery units are the most powerful direct-fire units in the game. They've got the longest range and the most power, and if you can, there are places on the battlefield called emplacements.
Right.
If you can get your artillery unit into that emplacement, he's going to rule the battlefield. You just got to get him there. That's the tricky part.
I wouldn't want to stare at that thing if no one was in it, let alone when someone's in it. I'm a little bit intimidated by this. I'm glad I'm selecting this faction.
That's right.
So yeah, despite being kind of older weaponry, this has advanced sensor systems in it too that give it an advantage over other units. So
I want to see
we're going to see the rocket artillery.
This one doesn't do as much area of effect as the regular infantry units, but the regular artillery units, but it's much more accurate. And here he's just bringing the rain.
That's pretty good. I like that. That range is ridiculous.
It's just satisfying watching that happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because they're not even being touched right now.
They're just hanging back.
They're way out of the battle, long distance shots, beautiful stuff.
Absolutely. Right. So just a quick recap on everything. We only took a look at 4 of the European heroes. When we go into open beta, there are going to be 40.
Yes, we've just scratched the surface on the hero units in the game.
I'm sold on just these 4. You're going to tell me there's going to be 40?
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's just 40 of the European units.
That's just one 40
per faction.
Yes,
that's right.
exactly.
Each one with its own unique ability.
Now,
it's hardcore.
A very special announcement that we have, especially for all the EndWar fans who are watching. You know, we've shown off the European faction and we've shown off the Russian faction, but everyone's asking where is the American faction, which has been a big part of EndWar in the past.
Big fan favorite.
Yeah, so I'm happy to confirm that we will be bringing the JSF to the game. You will get the American faction. It won't be available at launch, but it is something that's coming, and we're going to be able to talk more about that in the future. So all you EndWar fans that have been wondering about it, you've got that coming too.
It's going to
happen.
Great
stuff there. So one more time for everybody at home. I know you guys are listening. The links will be posted in the chat, but one more time, tell them where they can register for this beta. EndWarOnline.com. There'll be a button right as you get there that you can register for the closed beta. We'll get you in the game as soon as we can. I can't wait for that. I'm going to register myself as soon as I get a break. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Tom Clancy's EndWar Online. Chase. Thank you so much, Shadosha. It's been a pleasure as always.
Michael. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
We're going to have you both here tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to do some chatting. I want to talk to you more, man. You got an awesome job. It's so ridiculous. And he's got an awesome name. You two have been great. Thank you guys for joining us for this EndWar Online segment. When we get back from our commercial break, we're going to have more qualifier action. We'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.